to their teamwork. They're going to need their teamwork here if they want to try to take down Atlanta Faze.
See what happens. Like you mentioned, Atlanta Faze has showed us this map. They showed it in the grand finals of Major1 versus Carolina, and it was not close. So can they follow up on that and take it into a 2-0 start? At the moment, Minnesota off to the races. First eliminations go their way. They're in the hard point for time, and they're focused on this rock side hallway to see if they can move spawns around eventually to get speed 2. But Drasa shuts down 2 in the way.
Oh, and that's now going to lead to an easy break coming in from Atlanta because they'll
Naturally pinch this apart, and they've got some high ground control, and that'll be 4 down Atlanta with a break for the scrap.
And it was Abizi who was the game breaker. He works his way through top plat. I'm pretty sure it was Gio coming up behind him, but he's able to secure that kill. And as soon as he finds that kill, Simp spawns right in the back. So they're blessed with a free opportunity at a pinch to walk away with that remaining time. Now early off the rotation over towards New, though. Tends to be a money hill here at P4. Minnesota ROKKR fully set up. You're holding down top hallway if you are narrow. But they have every single angle cut off currently.
Yeah, Atlantis is waiting to try to get this little bit of a pitch play out of Draza on the Nero front open hall. That's not going to work out. Astrio clean on his transition.
Oh, no.
Does force a team kill, but still able to turn that into elimination onto Simp, leaving it just down to a Geo 1v1. I don't know how many times we see it, Jay. It feels like almost every hard point, but Cell, the last one in, good for a 1v2 to open up the hard point for Atlanta.
And it's everything that Atlanta Faze just did throughout Major1. You were able to enable your AR players to start to get a little bit more active on the map. Everybody's saying, oh, Selim's usually #1 KD. This guy's not really finding kills, yada, yada, yada. And then he starts to use that left stick a little bit. And he's been taking over these games recently for Atlanta Faze on a 6th streak. Hellstorm earned. Gonna find yourself up by 60 points with an easy rotation as long as you're holding this remaining junk time here to contest towards top mid.
Yeah, that's just another moment in a long string of moments from Cell so far. Like we said, last one in, but rips all of Minnesota apart. Good transition here, though, from the ROKKR. They get ROKKR hanging in, but Faze bouncing back on rotation as we hop immediately over to Atlanta to see how they're climbing this hill.
That's him. That's him.
What's somebody their side? There's a hole.
Hop open. Shit on. Nice. How you're fucking
Keep blocking.
I'm blocking. You're good.
Here.
There's side hill over there.
Another one.
I'm trying front.
Yo, open. Got your R set time. Another one top open, getting turned off. I spawned in. Stay close. We're good. Flying well.
I'm paying close.
I ain't Charlie's time insane.
Top open. 2.
Take off. We're committed.
Give a.
I'll see him open MC. Drop that man.
Yeah, I spawned in.
Another one open. I don't see him.
I'm trying.
I'm trying to hold, okay?
I'm with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Also,
Wait for one.
fuck yeah.
Give me the fight.
I'll see him. I'm holding top open.
Open me. Open this. One more.
Stay down.
Open weak.
Tyler's guaranteeing one.
Geo dead.
Seeker gave it.
On hood.
Seeker weak, drop him in. Drop him in, okay?
I see I'm the cheer.
Seeker, one time them.
I try to tell you. He's our opener already.
I'll see him time.
Sprung open.
Take your time.
Astrio's weak top open. He's our open Geo still.
Jay, what the heck is happening? We have a 9-point game, less than that, and this is essentially a 2v4. Paul and Gio are still only going to combine 18 kills. Astrio and Nero can just do no wrong.
Yeah, ROKKR, I don't know how they're in this game, but they are keeping it very, very scrappy with 2 players sitting at almost double neg. They've signed themselves up by currently 1 point, but there's a lot of pressure to pinch out these spawns for the backside of P2. This might be the deciding factor. Who's going to walk with the majority of these guns?
Trying to stop Astrio in his tracks, not going to happen, but Atlanta will run from well, backside fences, and get Simp into 10. Abizi holding from the front, but look at the numbers for ROKKR. Quickly in from the front, but Abizi, he's able to find 2 with a nade over the top. Now it's just down to Simp do his job. He's found the first. More still on the way. They know Paul's up top, and Draza's is on the hunt.
You got to keep in mind, too, that Selim still has that Hellstorm in the back pocket. But you don't want to catch bad timing, calling that in or investing it, and not allowing a trade to be there. 2v2 is the trade. Fights for Atlanta Faze have flipped the switch. That's 3 dead. Make it all 4. Spawns have flipped. They can win the now.
230 to 241. Minnesota trying to stretch around the back. No one has the idea that Nero has played through bottom bar. He's going to catch Celian by surprise. Now that you also have Estro from the front, because of course he is. The SMGs from Minnesota able to jump into contest. The nades over the top are going to work out. Just Abizi standing in their way. Paul able to find the kill. Last 4 seconds. Estro finds the kill onto Draza, and Minnesota somehow, some way, getting that outslayed.
Now the rotation from the bomb. Gonna be able to get down that B for free. As Semtex trying to keep him off of it, but it's gonna be a 3v3 retake.
Asriel pushing into this. He's got health nearby. Paul, Geo combined for the 2 eliminations that they need. Sim trying to get away. 14 HP.
What?
Shots on
What?
the wall are decent. Now he's off the regen. 1v1 with Geo. Oh my goodness. Simp able to win essentially just an in-your-face 1v2 to save the round for Atlanta. Tagged, but still alive. Nero able to at least find a trade. That's deep, actually. He is past the hedge line. Beezy's still going to plant, though, and, well, the problem is Atlanta just is not able to get themselves set up, so now you've got a weird 2v3 post plant.
Oh, and now you can isolate the bomb planter into Beezy because you know that Celium was back mid. Instantly going to stick that defuse is narrow, and Celium is going to get taken down. And Celium, I don't know how much HP he has left, but Draza falls as well. Yeah. 2v2.
That's not bad for ROKKR to level this thing up once again. Simp, AR in hand, just watching this cross. And she's got both weapons, but Nero surprises him from the flank. Now it's just down to Cell for the 1v1 now. Just over the top of the bomb site, opening shots are good, and Cell converts on the 1v2 for Atlanta.
That's crazy because Cell looked to be dead to rights when those gunfights started to go down. Beezy keeps him alive. He's able to finesse, get out with his life. And then in the 1v2, just predicts perfectly.
He's to 10 and 4 overall. Minnesota looking to get aggressive defensively. A little page out of Atlanta's book here. You've got Esriel and Nero stacked up over towards ticket side. I believe Abizi may have heard the glass break. And yeah, it seems like he has. He's able to catch Nero. And now it's just to a 2v4. Esriel and Geo have to play retake.
And a retake at the A site. With all 4 players still up. Let me see what you got, because this was not going to be easy. Esriel positioning already known. Knows that he has to try to commit on this gunfight with only 30 seconds left. We need them all.
Now Geo's going to have to make a play around the back, and he's going to be seen here. Esriel, he's able to get 1 trade, but a lot more in front of him. Shots to Beezy. Not terrible, but Beezy had an AR to play with. Down, but Cell cannot take advantage of it, and then he's out. Look at that. It's just out of there. Just so darn quick, as now Minnesota have just 60 seconds to kill off, and they have a 2-life edge.
Oh, Esriel was finessing. If he would have found that kill on the Sim, would have kept them trapped in their base for even longer. But the clean for that now leads to Atlanta Faze. Getting a little bit of a stack going over towards this 8 point. You have players getting pushed up into the spawn and play for those spawn kills. Draza finds the first, Celium with the nade, but effective on the trades are the last 2 plays from ROKKR. Second segment comes in, but you might have to get off of it.
Yeah, Sim passed the bail for a moment, the double stack allowing them to get that second tick, the third on the way. And okay, good little commitment moment there for Atlanta, considering that they were down a little bit. You do for Atlanta to push, as Draza will have a trophy system ready to go, and Sim can get on for a little bit more progress for the second tick. And with 3 dead, now you can stack it, and it should be an Atlanta offensive win.
Yeah, that's going to be the round unless Geo has his Superman cape on. He gets taken down by Celium, and what a dominant round at that. I know you said, what were they, 11th overall in attacking sides in control?
The regen yet still took care of Paul, who is still at the double negative stat line. So again, this Minnesota respawn being punished.
Jesus.
Celium takes down 2. Abizi now free to move forward, forcing the spawns to move around. Gets the comp from his teammate that Paul's in front of him at low health. Abizi now switching positions with Celium. And oh my goodness, Atlanta could do no wrong. This has been as dominant of a defense as we've ever seen. Minnesota, a couple eliminations to try to get them out of spawn, maybe to try to and they will jump onto A, but Simp is off 2 in a row. He can track back with his teammates, and it should only be a matter of time before Atlanta clear the zone out.
Yep, Simp already spots him. He knows that the other 2 players he just killed are already off the respawn, so stuck between a decision. It's going to be pretty difficult to make. You jump on out, only going to have 50 HP in it.
Yet, man. Sim's still able to find the double. It really does feel like it puts it on a reach, especially considering the life count at the moment. But Geo may get this 3rd tick of progress here. Sell it for the last second contest. Follow up by Nero. There's the extra 60. So at least another tick of progress has been earned. Don't want to call it yet, but again, it's one of those moments that with only 2 lives remaining, this would take a miracle. I know Minnesota's done well at a 2v7 before, but that was on vault.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot more of a difficult task, especially against the players on the opposing end. It's now Esriel in a 2v9. Gonna work his way to try to take a little bit of bottom comms control. Geo on the repinch. Catches bad timing versus Abizi. Abizi swirling, spinning, whatever he can. As Esriel, it's only a matter of time.
Well, he's doing a nice job of finessing. Draza eventually beats him, puts him down, but while also contesting. It's Cell in his way, deals with it nicely. Trophy system for Atlanta likely to expire here in a moment, but it does allow a chance for Sip to dive on in, and he turns that into a 1v2 moment. Abizi on the other side of the map wins his double, so an extra 60 is going to be earned. 6 life edge for Atlanta, and they can keep the clock paused with pressure on the B zone.
Yeah, because now Minnesota ROKKR have to run all the way across the map due to the positioning of Abizi. You're going to run right into the pre-aim of Sim. First segment already done. Double stack is going to be on the point. Abizi secures that kill over towards tower. Abizi secures a kill towards top mid. And yeah, that's the map, Alan. It's over with.
Sure feels that way. One more chance. No, Cell and Sim deal with the last defensive play.
Atlanta Faze on the back end, but now I don't know if you're going to be able to read this pitch on the repinch coming in.
Well, BZ takes care of one, heads up to the high ground. Sim playing just below him. Not able to expect that Gio was right in position to deal with that. BZ's long-range shots now alerts Minnesota of his presence as the hard point goes open. And it'll be Gio who tries to get some early time here. Spawn control, I was going to say for the rotation, looked good for Minnesota, but the follow-up kills from Atlanta, better. So now Paul and Nero will spawn behind this hill. Astro just trying to play his life to avoid the spawn trap, and at least he's done okay, but Atlanta are back into the hard point with still 33 seconds to fight for.
Yeah, but they said, Astro, you can take your time over there towards stage. Eventually, we're going to get you. We know where the rest of your teammates are spawning, so... Now with 25 seconds still here at P2. Not the ideal situation you want to be in if you're ROKKR. Thankfully, you're already in a position to contest it. You're already finding yourself in the numbers advantage of potentially off this rotation. You could walk away with this final 15. Just have to not allow these kills to go in favor of Atlanta Faze.
Yeah, and you cannot allow this game to get out of hand early, especially with the rotation starting to build the way that it is. Faze even going to get the last couple of seconds of the scrap, rotating already over towards Garage. Draza still making life miserable for Naden stunned his own feet. Chance to possibly pitch this up, but Estriel collects the double, and with that also the scrap time.
That's insane, because Minnesota ROKKR, they rotated with about 25 seconds over to that hard point. They just didn't get any kills, but all that time that they thought that they were going to get, they only walk away with 10 seconds. Now Atlanta Faze in the driver's seat, contesting early on over towards Hedge, and Draza with the double. Secures this side of the map. Now you just continuously soak up that hill.
19 and 10 for Draza. No need to put himself into the hard point. He's finding every single kill. Tagged up, trying to finesse, little wiggle, little whack, knife out, almost gets within arm's reach of Estriel, but not quite. Cell following up. Him and Simp with ARs will get the job done. And it will be still more than double the points in favor of Atlanta. Simp trying to add a little bit of extra insult to injury by diving into the hard point, but Minnesota will punish, and they'll find some time here on 1.
And they need this time here at 1. And they need to try to chain it over towards P2 as well, because it's still a 60-point difference, but Draza has become activated. Another double in the feet to hold down this Hedge positioning. Even though you do not want these spawns that you currently have on the backside of P2. Just consistently holding this angle. Finding your kills eventually will flip them out. It will be Atlanta Faze to start off this hill new.
Yeah, Draza's seen everything. Celium trying to follow up on that information that was tallied. But Easy will collect onto Gio, which means now moment. And with 43 seconds, Atlanta's going to make the macro move. Try to play for the spawns first, then approach the hill.
That's exactly how you do it, especially when you have a lead the way that you do. Just none of the kills go your way. Thankfully, Draza was at least able to find one. Allows one of his teammates to spawn over towards stage. You're set up with a proper pinch. Him and Celium are holding it down with the ARs. They find the initiative. And now Sip and Abizi just trying to strike for these last couple players over towards stage before they hop into the hard
point gap in favor of Atlanta. But this is usually on this map where Minnesota starts to wake up. When they know they have to make good plays, they often do and turn this into a tight one. See if they can make another comeback effort happen here.
Yeah, they have a pinch being developed. Gio was able to spawn behind this new HP. You can already tell Atlanta Faze have sort of gotten a read on it. Abizi gonna send it out over towards Hedge. Give me 1, give me 2. We secure the front side. We have Minnesota trapped in towards the back side. You gotta get out.
Yep, and BZ is just literally holding your spawn doors right now. Sid watching over through stair side.
As Atlanta Faze only need 15 seconds to close out this game. On board again here with Draza, and what do you know? Another double.
And it's all happening on these mid battles, whether it be here at the main concourse or outside at Hedges. He's just finding these power positions and not allowing anyone from ROKKR to gun him. Now on for another streak 4 in a row. Cut just a touch short of kill number 40. Will his teammates allow him a chance to get the final 2 for it? Probably not. Looks like it's just gonna be Atlanta Faze sitting into the hard point. Draza on the cross shut down from getting kill number 40, but maybe a chance for it as Minnesota will wipe and get into at least extend the map a little while longer.
Yeah, Draza definitely should be able to line up one more kill for the 40 bomb and close out the series here. Atlanta Faze only need 2 more points.
There it is.
Draza finds his 40th kill, and it's seeming that Atlanta Faze can no longer win here at P1, but they're finding every single kill in the feed, and that is going to be it.
Wow. Jay, this Atlanta team looks absolutely for real in every mode right now.
They thought that they were going to win the rotation. They lost the initial gunfights and were instantly broken into. Just the guns did not look the same as they usually do for Minnesota ROKKR.
Bravo 6. Going down.